Who wants to talk to Raven?
Not Lenosa. Lenosa has immediately put Sorelli like behind her in a defensive stance. She's not like grabbing her quarterstaff or anything, but she's keeping Sorelli behind her for safety purposes.
I believe someone said something about potentially preparing for combat or drawing a weapon or something, and Raven responded at the end of the last week, "Oh, that's not necessary." Does that ring a bell to anyone?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I believe Rowan pulled out her spear, if not mistaken.
That sounds about right. Once again, things I should know. But now we got there collectively as a team. Fate tokens. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's too many.
And Raven didn't show up.
Yeah, and then Raven didn't show up. Yeah. All right, so we're done. Episode 9 finished. Cool. Great. Let's go home. So, you all been busy.
Yeah. I think we all have the same question on our mind probably right now.
Of course. What wares do I have?
Not exactly. I would say, how in the hell did you find us would be the better question.
Well, I follow adventurers and pick up after them, as you well know.
Yeah.
Did we agree to have our stuff taken by you when we bought something from you? You know, should we pass?
I wouldn't say so much that you agreed as much as, should it happen, who's gonna stop me?
Dennis looks at the rest of his party.
I should think them.
He's not wrong, you know.
I should clarify, it's more what gets left behind. I'm not going to scavenge among a functioning party, though I must admit I'm surprised to find you all still alive and kicking. Most adventuring parties don't last this long.
So we really just rented our bags of holding. Is that what I'm getting?
Oh, no, not at all. You misunderstand. Merely that adventuring is a short-lived profession, and typically I'm able to recoup my wares much faster.
Seems like an honest business, as if, a grim one, but yeah, honest enough.
I don't have anything in mind.
Oh, I'm not here for what's in your bags.
Oh, it's just a bunch of troglodyte claws. I guess I do have something in here.
I've got food for the birds.
That's excellent. I'm glad you all are making use for those bags. You know, I do actually have some new items.
That is always exciting.
Yes. And she turns around to rummage through her cart, just kind of like looking through some bags and, where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. And she pulls out a jug, and she pulls out a lantern. And she kind of offers them over to you, just holding them out for you. Go on, take it. Do you know what these are?
No, but I feel like I don't know what a lot of things are.
So the jug is, it kind of looks like your regular old jug, but it does have some intricate, not carvings, but paintings on it. It's got some gems emblazoned in it. This is an alchemy jug. Holds up to a gallon of liquid, weighs 12 pounds, whether it's full or empty, as you notice around. But if you slosh it around, you can sort of name any liquid, and it'll appear within the jug.
Any liquid?
lava liquid?
Well, for the most part, within reason,
think.
acid, beer, honey, mayonnaise, if you're into that sort of thing, wine, water, fresh water, salt water.
Why are you? I'm suspicious.
Danis kind of squints his eyes.
Mayonnaise is a liquid?
Oh,
Yes, mayonnaise is a liquid.
I don't
It is.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either, Dennis.
It's an oil emulsification. How is it not a liquid?
Is mayonnaise an instrument of war?
It can be. Have you ever used mayonnaise to dip into other mayonnaise?
No.
He gets
It's
jam
like-
hands again.
It's it's a low carb snack, Instead of chips, you just dip mayonnaise into mayonnaise.
How much are you asking for this jug?
Oh, for this jug. Let's see. Let me do some tabulation. It would help me if I knew how much money you all had to spend.
Why? Why do you want to know how much money I have?
Well, you see, this is a magical item, a wondrous item even, and typically it would go for about 12,000 gold pieces. But I don't imagine that you all can afford 12,000 gold pieces right now.
Well,
I don't like the way money feels.
depends if you're up for trades as well. I have some things for trade in addition to currency.
Well, let me show you the second item first, and maybe we can put together a package deal. That alchemy jug that can create liquids as you choose, one of which being oil. Well, this lantern burns oil. In fact, it'll burn for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, shedding light, 30 feet radius, dim for another 30, typical lantern type stuff. However, this lantern of revealing can show you invisible creatures and objects as long as they're within the light. It's quite a bargain. And this showcase
lantern made
can
of
be
metal?
yours if you guess the right price.
1 gold.
Sounds about right to me.
That sounds about right too.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Because this too, being such a wonderful item, I typically get these for about 30,000 gold. But, as I've explained before, my business model sort of relies on adventurers like you to go adventuring, and I sort of pick up the pieces left behind. And the more difficult your adventures are, the more wondrous the loot can be. So I'll sell both of them to you for 2,000 gold.
The lantern
Yes,
is
sir, you all
made of metal, right?
The lantern is made out of metal. The jug is not.
Yeah, I don't know about that lantern.
It does have a wooden handle.
Well. As grim as your processes are, it makes sense. The bigger quarry that we take on, the bigger the pieces that are left behind.
Precisely. I've been nothing but honest and upfront with you all.
Lenosa gives like a bitter laugh through her teeth at that.
1,000 gold.
Or 2,000 gold equivalent, if you don't have the coin on you.
Nisa, how much was that serpent statue worth?
I think I determined it at. Nisa would know because this just happened.
Yeah,
but I think it was 3,000 or 7. It was 7,000.
It was way more than that. I think it was
It's
like
like
20,000 gold.
Oh,
Okay.
The little gold statue things were like 7,500 gold, I think.
Oh, that's
5,000.
what it was. It was 9.
Yeah.
It was 9. It was 9.
Or maybe Red Panda's right. Maybe it was 7,500. I don't know. It was a lot.
But technically, we can afford it if he wanted to trade this all raw without being sold already. I could put it back together.
We potentially have an item for trade, if you're
Certainly.
interested in precious jewels, and I guess I'll pull out. We have pieces of the jade, so I'll reach into the bag of holding and pull out a handful of jade. And while this is pretty as it is, it was carved into a much more elegant statue that we could piece back together. Would be worth a pretty copper.
That's wondrous. It's exquisite. I think I could make a trade.
Do we want it? Do we want this now? Do you want this exact thing? Because we're gonna have to find a seller for the rest of it.
Though
Unfinished statue.
pieced together, it would be worth quite a bit.
Well, how about this? I'm in a bargaining sort of mood tonight. I'll take the whole statue. You'll get the jug and the lantern, and an IOU the next time we meet. Whatever wares I have, you'll be entitled to.
That sounds like something I'm interested in. I don't know about you guys.
Are you kidding me? You trust this lady?
No. But we have things, she has things. It's a business relationship at best.
I'm certain the next time that she shows up, we'll just all be severely injured and some of us not even around. Seems that she is only summoned because one of us almost died.
Yeah, she's... Scavengers tend to come in and pick up the remnants of battle. This is no different from a buzzard. But this buzzard comes bearing gifts.
Reasonably priced gifts.
No offense. And
None
Full
taken.
offense.
More like a raven.
Precisely.
exactly.
I would say trade for what we are given, but don't take any IOUs.
I have a bit of a meta question, because I didn't think about this till just now, and unfortunately, Pond is not here. Do you think they would attempt to cast Detect Thoughts?
Oh.
Message them if you want to give it a little time.
I mean, Rowan was mulling it over.
Oh, okay, that's right. You have access to it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, Rowan was mulling it over, so.
Okay. Jen, are you sending Pond a message?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. We'll, if they decide that they would have attempted it, we'll address that at some point. But anyway, continuing.
I wouldn't mind an IOU from somebody that seems to have considerable power.
Han said, yes, duh, absolutely.
I love that. I love it.
Amazing.
All right. I'm going to say that given, the size of Lenosa and Danis alone, Amadi could pretty easily hide behind them to do the somatic and verbal components without any issue. So they'll cast Detect Thoughts. And I'm assuming they'll share the results with you all at some point. Not right now.
I, personally wouldn't mind an IOU. I think it's better than carrying around coin. But Clearly, I'm the outlier on that one.
Lenosa, Nisa?
What's your prerogative? Like, what do you do with your life? How do you keep your shop open? Honestly, I could use some tips.
Well, really what it comes down to is I go cleaning up after adventurers. I collect all their most valuable possessions, and I'll sell a couple of them for market price, and then I'll sell the rest at a deeply discounted price to adventurers like yourself, so that you may go forth and do some more adventuring, some more looting, and the cycle continues. And as long as there's problems in this world, there's surely to be adventurers following.
So how do you determine who to rip off and who not to?
Oh, but my name and my reputation is of utmost importance. I would never rip anyone off.
Well, if the people buying it at market value found out that you're selling the rest of it for not market value, I'm sure they would be peeved.
Well, the people I sell it to at market value, they understand that they're not the ones adventuring. They're not the ones putting themselves at risk.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
an investment in our lives. Or our deaths.
So, why
Precisely.
us? I'm sure there's other adventuring parties around.
Oh, for sure. And as you can see, and she reaches over and pats her stack of goods, my cart has grown bigger since the last time we've met.
Are you magical?
Depends on your definition of magical.
Being in town and then being a week away when we've been here for like a day and a half.
Well, how did you all get here?
Did you go to the same place?
Teleportation circles are not uncommon.
That's news to me. Lisa writes, teleportation circles are not uncommon in her notes.
Several question marks.
Yeah.
If you know where to look.
Did any of you tell her that we used a teleportation circle?
No.
No.
No, but we weren't exactly like quiet or secretive either, so.
Are you evil? My
I
notes
don't
get
consider
closer to
myself
my
to
face.
be evil.
Not evil? Question mark.
Most people who are don't consider themselves as such.
Do you think I'm an evil person? I've done
don't
nothing but
know.
attempt to help at this point.
I know, but what's the catch? What are you going to ask for later? Is it our lives? Are we going to be like utilizing you as a patron at some point so that we can keep our stuff?
Oh, heavens, no! I merely seek to gain wares.
Okay.
And one way or the other, I'll collect them from you or your corpses.
So what if you want something that we don't want to give you? Are we going to become the corpses so that you can have the thing?
Not by my hands or machinations.
Are you going to bring someone with you that can kill us?
I see where this line of questioning is going. No, of course not. Once again, my reputation is everything. And if people got even a whiff that I was up to no good, then this business could not sustain.
I know, out of character, that insight check is not a lie detector, so I would
Correct.
like to utilize an insight check to like see if there's any facial things or any sort of like crack that
Absolutely.
that I would be suspicious of.
They do have don't they have a mask on as well, though?
They do have a mask, yeah. The
Okay.
six-eyed mask. But yeah,
Body
any
language is
mannerism
still a
or
thing,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a fucking 3.
3. You believe Raven implicitly.
Well, I honestly, all my questions have been answered, and I look at the group. I don't have any suspicions. Do you guys?
I mean, I do, but
What's holding you back? Your inherent suspiciousness of everyone around us?
it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That's all I'll say.
It's fair.
Maybe next time I can bring some spices.
That was a bad joke.
Jade's laughing, but Rowan's not laughing. It's just
Aurelian laughed.
Danis looks visibly confused.
Lenosa, what do you think?
Lenosa hasn't taken her eyes off of the raven and just says nothing.
Well,
Lenosa, I know you're saying nothing, but I feel like your insight is really helpful, unless you have, like, dagger eyes right now, with which I feel like we maybe should be suspicious about. Kind of eyeing Lenosa, attempting to get a read on anything.
Would you all be more comfortable if I excused myself so you could deliberate?
I look at Lenosa.
Yes.
Certainly, I
please.
think I spot some corpses over there. I'll just go investigate, and you can come find me when you're ready. If you're ready, of course.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Certainly. And she'll just wheel her cart along over to the wolves and the guards that you initially had killed.
Does anyone know silence?
No.
You can cast
It's far
it
enough
on-
away that she won't have any chance of hearing you.
I was like, Lenosa does know silence, but
You can cast
Don't.
it around them.
What do you think, Lenosa?
Depends.
deal with her if you wish. I will have no hand in it.
Do you know them?
No. At least I don't think so.
If there's more we need to know, you would tell us, right?
And she does like a quick glance to Aurelian. If I knew more, I would tell. I do not trust her a whit.
I mean, based on my notes on her business model, it really does kind of make sense.
We've dealt with people who did not have the best intentions, and sometimes business is just business.
What do you think, Danis?
I'm not certain. Give me one moment.
And Danis turns to the small sparrow that's still on his shoulder.
Rutherford, what do you think?
And the rest of you just kind of hear twittering and whistling as he does this.
I don't know how
Ravens-
much of that you caught.
Ravens are smart, clever.
Yeah.
Not inherently evil.
Opportunistic. And they remember people.
Yes. Typically masters that abuse ravens, but not ravens themselves.
Lenosa kind of like relaxes her like defensive pose a little bit to lean forward and go, who remembers how we met this raven?
Me.
I think we all
very
do.
uncomfortable mental experience.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think they're magical, and that's why I asked.
Well,
He gives kind of like a humorless smile to Rowan. And kind of furrows her brow as she like considers her next sentence, and then says, anyone that operates like that I cannot and will not trust. But should you wish to barter with her again, or them again, it is not something I will judge you for. But I will have no part of it.
appreciate your honesty.
My friend Rutherford here had, some insight about ravens themselves, and they're not evil. They take opportunities where they can, and they're clever.
You talking about the bird?
Yeah, who else would I be referring to?
Lenosa, like, again gives a humorless smile at the word clever. But doesn't say anything more.
Would Rowan have noticed that Amadi cast Detect Thoughts?
I'll let you decide, because I assume that would have been sort of like a subconscious group decision sort of thing, like, oh, I see Lenosa and Danis standing there, and then you see Amadi kind of hide behind them, and, you know, you probably heard the incantation.
Rowan would reach out telepathically to Amadi and ask them what they found, if they didn't share it already.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to
Of course, it would be like the retroactive.
Discord.
Ah. Okay. So, given this information, Rowan will share with everyone else. Amadi tried to detect thoughts, and it wasn't, oh, the wind is blowing. Oh, there's a group that I just found. It was absolutely nothing. Static.
Sure.
So either this person that we're talking to is some type of construct, or something really does not want us knowing what they are thinking.
Well,
Are constructs inherently evil? I ask because I don't know.
I wouldn't say so, but it definitely is a layer of dishonesty and potentially a lot more than what we originally thought.
Aurelian looks at Target.
Why are you looking at Target?
It's just a
Aurelian?
reminder, like, because I know I haven't really audibly described Raven since, like, that initial episode, but they're wearing, you know, like, head to toe gear. Like, they're wearing leather gloves, they've got the mask on, the cloak, the shoulder pads. Like, you haven't actually seen skin or anything of that sort.
Sure. Well, they could be, but they acquire a lot of magical items, and I've heard of items that could shield one's mind from deeper prying.
Perhaps. It's just, I'd rather not have any more reason for this person to follow us than already what we have.
I think they will look to clean up after us, whether we deal with them or not, in all honesty. We are making some waves, in turn finding greater and greater treasures, and that only serves to better their stockpile. So, it benefits them to follow us, and there are other intentions. There could be, but that alone is enough to drive their interactions with us.
Do you have a point there?
Well, I don't think I wanted any of the stuff that they had today anyway. Did you guys?
I mean, running into invisible beings hasn't really been much of a problem yet, but
Maybe they're like an institute
yeah.
of foreshadowing.
What if... what if we're surrounded by invisible things right now?
Well, I'm sure they are.
Unless we bought it.
Some individuals in the Feywild are right next to us all the time.
That's true. That's why many things in the Feywild know how to use fairy fire.
True.
Well, if we were stranded anywhere, having a jug that could produce water infinitely would be pretty helpful.
Yeah, it could be if there's ever something on fire.
Or if we want to
Okay,
create
well-
more fire, we could just produce oil.
Mayo has
That's
eggs
true.
in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't want that.
so.
Well, we won't have mayo in it. It's new anyway, and it's like a fad. It's gonna be gone, and no one wants mayo.
Nobody would like mayo.
We could make juice.
We could
We
make
could make
juice.
juice.
Or honey. For the
Honey would be good.
Juice with honey in it.
You can also utilize the honey to attract bees.
Rowan says honey, like Lenosa gets kind of like a jaw set, like
I just need some wild berries.
A juice of
exactly. Like, thank you. I'm glad Nolan caught it. She's like mad that like the idea is kind of cool, but she doesn't want this shit. Like,
a juice of
So-
berries with honey. Delicious.
berries and cream.
Well, Aurelian, do you want it? You're already going to make the trade.
It would be for the group. This isn't something that I collected. Although if
I think
there's
you could make soup in it.
if there's any concerns about the actual purchasing, I could take that weight, but it's not something I would hold on to just myself. I could share it amongst the group.
That's true. Sorry, Dennis, what?
Would it be more than you could bear, Lenosa?
what?
I mean, this seems like something that you're opposed to, and I just don't want you to feel offended or be so opposed. I want you to be comfortable too. You're
That is a fair
important to
point.
me as much as the rest of us, I imagine. And your feelings are just as important.
She struggles with what emotion she's trying to convey for a little bit, and then just gives Dennis her attention and says, I will be fine. But I cannot bring myself to deal with this person. And she kind of turns to look down at Sorelli and takes a couple of strides away with her.
When you say a couple of strides, are you like beginning to walk away, or just kind of separating yourself from the group?
So like, if we had the Roll20 map up, she'd probably go back up the steps to the temple a little bit, but not go back inside.
Okay, just kind of like this is your dealings now. I'll wait until you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Just wanted to make sure.
You got it, dude.
What does everyone
Well-
think? This statue doesn't belong to any
I
of
do
us.
think that you're right. We could put it back. But that doesn't seem like you, and Rowan just made a face at me, so.
At this point, I would rather not step foot in that temple ever again. So if we
That's
could-
fair.
I'd rather trade this evil for something that could at least benefit us.
Yeah, I think if it's used smartly, then it could absolutely be used smartly.
The trade of
I don't care what you do with the gold. I don't want to touch it.
You don't have to touch it.
Okay.
It's jade that we're talking about.
Well, I'll touch the jade. That
Do you
doesn't.
want to touch it before it's gone?
Does it feel nice and smooth?
It was carved into a snake. It looks cool. Well, it's broken into pieces, but if we like kind of like.
I think I'm good on the snakes for a while.
Oh, well, it's not a snake. Okay.
I know.
Nisa, Rowan?
You can go by it, in my opinion.
I don't care.
Okay. Nisa, do you mind help me put this back together?
Is the cart lady willing to wait 4 hours?
I think Cart Lady will take it disassembled.
Sure.
But now that we've sold half of it, I can make this into something else. We can sell it as a full piece that's like a smaller snake.
So will we give her half of the jade?
Well, how much? Well, if it was worth 9,000 gold, however much we have 7 pieces here, for math's sake.
So...
So 9,000 divided by 7 is 1,285.7142857. You know.
No, I don't,
So
but I
each
will
of-
take your word for it. Though I imagine disassembled it is worth slightly less than...
But if we just tell
Math
them,
is hard.
I know how to do math. That's fine.
I don't.
That's fine. That's why I do the math and I make all the stuff. It's fine. You guys do the talking. I do the making
Okay.
and the math on my calculator on my computer.
So how much was she willing to sell us the stuff for? Nolan,
She said that she would sell you the jug and the lantern for, I believe, 2,000 gold pieces total. And if you wanted to sell the entire statue to her, you would be beholden, or you would be due whatever wares she has the next time you meet.
Well, you can give her 2 pieces of the statue. That's much more than 2,000 gold.
let's do that then.
I can even make it into something small. I can make it shine. Make it
And
look
Red
pretty.
Panda was right, by the way. It was 7,500 gold pieces.
75.
Yeah.
All right.
We just do math. Hold on. So yeah, still, you could do 2 pieces, and it's still more than 2,000 gold.
Okay. Well,
So I just utilized magical tinkering to make it shiny, like glowing, like it's prettier, so that she'll be more inclined to take 2 pieces of a 7-piece statue.
thank you, Nisa.
Of course.
You want me to just go and purchase this?
Yeah.
Aurelian will walk off away from the group over to Raven.
Okay.
I believe we have come to a decision.
Excellent.
And be willing to trade these pieces of jade for your wares and whatever remains for the future.
Only the 2 pieces? That's a
Only
shame.
the 2 pieces.
I was really looking forward to the whole thing, to be honest with you.
Persuade! Me in the back, you could hear me like from a distance.
Well,
Persuade her!
as this is an investment, it's 2 now and then possibly more in the future. It depends how our travels go.
That's true. It's not a bad deal. It's certainly more than what I asked. You're absolutely right. Perhaps I could sweeten the deal, though. Because, I'm sitting over here mulling over my thoughts and everything, and I just kind of assumed that I'd be getting the whole statue. And that's my fault for assuming. I will admit that, but now it's, I've made a couple of plans down the line, and I'd hate to really rethink all of that, so maybe I can do a group demonstration. I do have one more ware that you all might find very useful. I promise it won't hurt. Or maim or kill. Just requires multiple people.
I'm not sure you're going to get everybody to agree to that.
That's fair. I could certainly try, though, can't I?
You let me talk to the group and see if they're interested.
Sure.
I will walk back to the group.
Why are you back, Aurelian? You don't have the stuff
She's
in your
like,
hands.
she's
still
like
have the
kind
jade.
of like following slowly at a distance. You just hear the cart just.
So she has another potential offer that may sweeten the deal beyond the jug and the lantern.
But I made the jade shiny.
I mean, maybe she was so impressed with it that she wants more of it.
I think she's just selfish. What, Dennis?
Well, what is it?
If you look over at her cart, she's just kind of like she's messing with some bags of holding. That's all you can see.
So we're curious as to what this item is.
She's just gesturing at you. You want me to come over? All right. She'll start wheeling the cart over. Are you all familiar with a multitudinous bag of holding?
Can't say
Am
that I am.
I DM?
Yeah, everybody roll an Arcana.
All right.
I like to play nerd characters, but I don't know much lore, so I asked the DM.
Red Panda, it's multitudinous in that it spawns one mimic every 3 hours.
Nice.
Oh no. Lenosa got a 19 flat, even though she's not really.
I got a natural
Amazing.
20.
Nice.
I got a
I
19 as well.
19.
got a 16.
I got a 16 as well.
Some good Arcana checks.
Yeah.
And
We're
yet,
sus.
none of you have ever heard of such a thing. So, interesting. It's a wonderful device. Let me show you. And she grabs some pouches, like almost like coin purses off the bench or the cart, and she hands one to each of you. And then she takes a big bag of holding.
Lenosa
off the
is
cart.
not.
Yeah, minus
okay.
minus you.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything they'd like to put in the bag of holding?
Oh, I do.
And Danis pulls out a handful of birdseed.
Okay. And she just holds it out and go ahead.
Okay.
He drops some of the birdseed in there.
Okay. Now, the bird seed's in here, right? Now, each of you, on the count of 3, reach into your little pouch. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I preemptively already had my hand in there, and I'm just like, it's like glitter. It's everywhere.
And you all reach into your little pouches, and a very strange sensation comes over your hands. And what you feel is some birdseed in each other's hands.
Where are we?
I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that.
Does it? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Does it feel like a third of the bird seed, or does it feel like the same amount that Danis put in?
It feels like the same amount that Danis put in.
Well, that's fun.
So as you can see, it's a linked bag of holding. You all have your own respective pouches, and they all go into this bag.
I have one concern, and I'm pulling the seed out and dropping it back in through my fingers. I feel like this cuts out the middleman of anyone needing to be around each other. We can just put stuff in the bag, and then we can go do everything on our own.
Or it could allow you to maybe split up and pass items between one another. And otherwise, take advantage of some multi-dimensional spaces.
You tend to split up sometimes.
I mean, okay.
And some of us may not be interested in holding on to one of these bags.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you asking for this bag?
For the jug, the lantern, and these multitudinous pouches, I will accept the full jade statue and this existing caveat that the next time we meet, you'll have access to my wares at no cost.
That sounds like a really good deal.
I agree with Dennis.
Hey.
Do we have a deal?
We have a deal then.
Wonderful! Excellent! Would you like a receipt?
Sure.
She just kind of scribbles nothing, just
Right.
literally scribbles on a piece of paper and hands it to you. It's like, no refunds, I'm afraid. And then she'll hand you 6 pouches, even though Lenosa's kind of standing off to the side, and the bag, along with the jug and the lantern.
I'll hang on to the extra pouch.
Maybe ask Lenosa about it later.
Yeah.
Hey, are you a person?
Of course. My name's
You can't
Raven.
just ask people that they're people.
Know your name, but I just don't know. Also, a raven's a bird, not a person.
That's true. Quite astute
Dennis
you are.
wants to know what's under your mask. Are you a human?
No,
Ah.
No?
not necessarily. I more wanted to know if you're a natural being.
Ah, yes. No, I am from the material plane. Born on it, raised on it.
I wasn't, but my friend Rutherford doesn't seem to think that you're evil, just clever.
Is that Rutherford? She just kind of points at the bird on your shoulder.
Yes.
Quite the astute fellow.
I agree. He's quite kind.
Start pulling out bits of jade out of the bag. As a man of good faith, sure you'll make your way inside anyways, but there are a number of statues that appear to be worth quite a bit that line the halls.
Excellent. I'll give it a good combing over. I'm sure I'll find anything that you all have left behind.
I have no doubts.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Likewise, from me.
Lenosa, are you still up on the stairs to the temple?
She is right now, but she is keeping an eye on Raven. So if she sees Raven start to move towards the door, she's gonna get out of the way.
Okay.
And take Cerelia with her.
Can I roll?
Yeah, she's gonna... Go ahead.
I didn't get to roll an insight before, but I'd like to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
Anybody that would like to
Doing
have rolled
this.
an insight at any point.
studying her. Oh, it's nothing. It's a 10.
Yeah, same thing. You have no reason to doubt what she's saying.
Sure. I don't trust her, but at the same time,
I got a 22.
Nice.
Still same thing.
Yeah, you feel like you've really like honed in on her mannerisms and everything, and nothing is coming across as like suspicious. She is as a whole, maybe, but nothing she has said has sounded dishonest or misleading in any way. Well, I thank you all for your time, and she holds up the pieces of jade, the money as well, and I look forward to the next time that we meet.
likewise.
Oh, before I do go, if you have a wish list, as I sort of alluded to back at Waterdeep, you're welcome to tell me, and I'd be happy to keep an eye out for them.
Oh, if you have any, melee type weapons made of wood, or if you find some along your journey, they would be most helpful, because I don't think most places use wooden weapons. So, I think most of my friends would get weapons from a blacksmith.
Certainly, my dear. And she kind of like gently pats you on the arm as she passes you.
Rowan,
Dennis gives a small, slightly nervous smile.
Rowan walks up and reluctantly says, I suppose if you're already going to be following us later, then picking up some improved spears or a ring of protection would be helpful.
Gotcha. So we got some wooden weapons, some improved spears, and rings of protection.
I mean, of course, anyone could use them.
I would agree. Something to provide some more protection would be greatly valued.
Well, I'll see what I can find.
Appreciate that.
Maybe, if there exists some hard wooden armor.
Maybe made of, what is hardwood? Oak?
Oak is a hardwood.
Petrified
Nice is
wood?
like thinking.
Imagine that, the wood of the great wood would qualify, but that's not here.
Gotcha. And she's sort of like mentally, you can see like she's kind of like looking up a little bit, just sort of mentally tabulating all these things that you're requesting. Anything else?
All kinds of great stuff out there.
It's a wonderful world.
Things that would make us better at being quiet when we need to be, or protections from those trying to invade our thoughts. Lots of things. Or perhaps more so to find those that we need. Maybe something that would find somebody who's missing or lost. I would like that.
Are you missing someone? Lisa's just taking notes. Item to do this, item to do that. She's like thinking
It's like
of
your
it,
wish list as well.
thinking of inventions.
Yeah.
Aurelian just nods to Nisa.
Yeah. Finding someone or something. You know, it's easier than you might think.
Well, sometimes it's proven to be difficult, so.
Do you want something to find someone, or do you want swords with rubies on them?
I'm not going to say no to either.
Okay, well, what do you want? Cerulean.
Your birthday's coming up.
How did you know? Oh, man. Yeah. Lots of things. Anyways,
Excellent.
it's been a pleasure, as always.
As always, I believe I've got quite the list, And she just begins walking towards the temple. Wooden weapons, spears, rings of protection, wooden armor, sneaky stuff. Protection from mind-affecting spells, and finding someone or something. She just starts repeating it to herself, just kind of thinking out loud as she walks up into the temple.
Well, if I didn't need a drink before, I certainly feel like I need one now.
Aurelian, roll a perception check.
Sure. Nope. Let's see.
Nope.
Nope. That's what I rolled a nope. Let me see.
Alrighty.
What did I actually get? 5.
Something strange, a strange feeling, I should say, as you're watching Raven walk up into the temple, like, almost like deja vu in a way. Like, not that you've seen or witnessed the same exact thing, but just something reminiscent, sort of like, what? Why does this seem familiar? But, like, that's the most you can put.
Nolan, has she passed? into the
Yes,
temple?
she'll be walking into the temple at this point, so
Okay, so
I assume you're just kind of keeping your distance.
Yep. Lenosa brings Sorelli back down towards the group, but doesn't say anything. I lied. She actually does say something. I believe we have found the person that we are looking for. I think we should get her someplace safe.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'd say that we rest and then we head straight back to the teleportation circle immediately.
Apparently, there's a lot of teleportation circles.
It's news to me as well.
You don't think they'll charge us this time, right?
Oh, if we're traveling in the teleportation circle?
I mean, what was that fellow that hired us to get in his name? You could just say that it's on his tab. He seemed like he had enough.
Sure. One-way ticket is no way to turn someone.
And we show up with the missing sister. He won't even remember. Sister's life, teleportation fees.
The cost of doing business, as it were.
Austin, I believe his name was. Austin, Finland.
Ah, yes, him. And I do believe we're getting extra, so this is wonderful.
Sorelli kind of speaks up. She's been alert and just sort of kind of listening this whole time. She's like, who was that person?
Almost immediately, Lenosa responds, "No one good."
I see.
And ideally, you'll never have to talk to her again, or ever.
That's good. I've seen some scary things here, and I guess she's not so scary, but she rubs me the wrong way.
Sorelli and Lenosa bends down, not to be condescending, but because I'm sure craning her neck at this point is probably obnoxious. Is there anyone else we should be looking to rescue? Do you know of anyone else that's gone missing? Do you know what's going on at all?
I'm afraid that anyone that's gone missing is probably unsavable at this point, though I can't be sure. There's... And she kind of begins to shudder a little bit, kind of remembering is sort of overwhelming her a little bit. She's like, there is this snake creature lady. She calls herself Spellata something. I can't say the name. I'm sorry, but it's something strange.
Phyllis.
Yes, that was it. Yes, she I had the unfortunate blessing, if you will, of being locked in that cage for some time, and well, as I'm sure you heard, Abramo was kind of loony, and he often spoke aloud of what I assume are plans and communications, and well, it's starting to come back to me, but I guess there's just so much to tell. I guess what I'm trying to say is they were taking people, trying to take over the town. It's a farming town, really good one. There's something in the soil. It makes for great harvests. And at first, Misha, the other cleric, they were simply trying to control everyone to do their bidding. But Abramo got impatient, started talking about how Misha's plan and the Snake Lady's plan, it didn't make any sense. It was a waste of time, and they needed to hurry before the reinforcements came. And so he decided the best way to take over the town was to just slaughter everyone. But typically, they would take people from the inn, and they'd take them to the snake's lair, and she would charm them and return them to the village to do her bidding. Some people resisted her charm. I can't say how or why, but I was one of them. They put me in front of her. It was terrifying. And she tried to charm me, and it just didn't work. And they were going to kill me, but Abramo, I guess, took some weird fascination with me and insisted he take me back. So I guess I have him to thank for my life. But
So, really, where did they take you to see this?
it was a few days north into the swamps. That's all I really remember.
Thank you.
It's just it's starting to come back to me. She knows magic, the snake. When we arrived, I saw her cast a big ball of fire on some people. Obviously the charm, but it's a powerful creature. That much I'm sure.
Doubts.
And Sorelli, if I may, would you mind if I reached out to yours telepathically so I could get an image of this snake person?
Sure. I don't see why not.
And Rowan will use her telepathy feat. And in that process, would she be able to recognize if this snake mother is some type of creature that is common, or any distinguishing features?
You would recognize it. Just to see how much you would recognize, roll a nature check.
Okay. Oh, that one's pretty good. That would be 18 plus 3, so 21.
Okay. Yeah, you recognize this snake creature as a spirit naga. You know it's a magical creature. It resembles a snake with a humanoid head. And it is a magic user. It's adept to magic.
Thank you, Sorelli. It seems that the snake mother is a spirit naga, so the magic would make sense, along with the snake.
To be honest, I have no idea what that is. But
It's like a mermaid, but snake, but mostly snake. I would say 80% snake, 80 to 90% snake.
It seems
I'm
like
worried because, granted, I just heard bits and pieces, and the last couple of weeks have been, I've been sleeping more than being awake, understandably, but they kept talking about the Worm Lords coming. The Explictica Defilis, I think you said her name was. I believe she's a Worm Lord, but there's multiple, and something's coming. Something bad.
My hope then is to get Sorelli someplace safe and then to find out what this Defilis thinks she's going to do and stop it.
I think if the temple here has been sort of the base of operations, though. From what I understand, the Golden Grain Inn, they're deep into it as well. But I think you've sort of taken care of the immediate threat here in the town. I think the town, for the time being, is safe. But I'm afraid time is limited.
perhaps we should go rest for the time being.
I am tired.
It's been quite a long day.
The entire conversation, Nisa has just been taking notes. Like, she's the lady, like, everyone expressing, like, things that they wanted, and the lady, like, talking, reiterating. She forgot the conversation was even happening, and everyone's, like, walking away from her, and she's like, what? Wait!
Almost on cue with Danis yawning, the sun begins to peek over the treetops.
We're
I
up all
don't
night?
think I even have any anger left in me.
Oh.
To be fair, I don't think you have much in you anyways. Just sometimes.
Well, I appreciate that. I hide it well.
To rest then.
Yes, please.
We could certainly
Where are
talk
you gonna
more.
rest?
Right.
Not at the Golden Grain Inn, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can go back to the Elves, though it is a pretty small place. You can go back to the ranch. You can go back to the decrepit inn. It's really all the places you've sort of been, or you can stay at the temple.
Well, I say either the ranch or... I don't know. The ranch sounds nice.
Ranch had a lot of space. And we've already been approved to stay there.
Then let's.
Start heading off down the road to the ranch.
Right. I follow.
Ranch time.
Heading over to Ram Ranch.
No, we're not.
Not the Ram Ranch.
Yeah, so you're able to get to the ranch. It's a quiet morning still. Still as in calm, not a quiet morning still. In addition to, nothing really out and about. You get to the ranch. Alan is out in the field working already. So you're able to just kind of go in and make your beds and get to sleep. Unless anybody has any business they want to do before going to bed.
Well, of course, I am going to utilize my infuse items. Yeah, so Nisa just stays up before taking her rest and crafts 2 things diligently, but trying to remain quiet because everyone's very tired. But she's so like in science mode from chatting that she didn't want to sleep and then do it. She wanted to do it and then sleep.
Okay.
Danis would like to put Rutherford outside in a tree or on the roof with as much birdseed as he needs. He can't. I don't imagine he can still speak to him at this point, but.
I assume that it would have worn off by now, but he's sticking around. He kind of understands. You put some birdseed around, and he'll happily chomp away at it.
I'm gonna go inside. Good night, Rutherford.
Can I make a stealth check to see if I can attempt to steal Aurelian's swords?
I guess that depends. Aurelian, did you...
That's a metagame, but it would probably be a smarter play to ask Lenosa to steal them, but...
Just try your best.
I want to see. I want to see if I notice.
My disadvantage on stealth. Let's go.
Do I roll for No, it's like I'm not actively assuming that.
I feel like it'd be against your passive, because if she's been up for a little bit, I assume you would have gone straight to bed.
I mean, I'm not going to go right to bed. Like, we're probably gonna hang out a little bit. I'll go to bed soon though. So if
Is your passive?
Yeah.
More than a 13?
What's passive?
It's underneath saving throws.
On the left.
You see
I think
passive.
it's just 10 plus your wisdom modifier.
I believe you're correct.
If that's easier.
If you're trained in perception, does that do anything or no?
No.
I don't know.
Passive perception is 13.
It is exactly 13. If it means it, it beats it. That's the rules. I steal them without you noticing.
Yes. I'll drift off to sleep.
Yeah, you're
Is Rowan
awfully
wearing a
tired.
necklace?
What's that?
Does Rowan wear a necklace?
No, not at the moment.
He's just awkwardly like eyeing Rowan, like in her sleep, and then just leaves. Because she didn't see a necklace on her.
Nolan Lenosa is gonna sleep sitting up in the same near the same place Sorelli is.
Okay.
At night.
She's utterly exhausted, but she's glad to be in like an actual home with bedding. It's been a while.
Wow.
Since I
Danis
said
will
I'm
go
sorry.
wherever he fits,
Okay.
and he'll just kind of fall asleep with his arms crossed over his face.
Blocking out the
Oh,
sunlight
man.
peering into the room.
I don't think there's sunlight yet, right?
It's coming.
It's always coming.
As everyone's kind of like settling in, like Target comes up to Nisa and is like, "You're gonna fix me, right? Because it's nighttime." And Nisa's like caved in, like books and writing and building things, and she just looks at him and she's like, "Not tonight. I can only do 2, and you're always 1, so not tonight." And he just goes,
Sad whirring noises.
But she says to like initiate repair, and he kind of shuts down and he utilizes one of his repairs instead of getting fixed by me.
Ooh, okay.
He can do that 3 times. And we did 1 while we were in the church, I believe, and we did 1 now. So
Okay.
before Target has to rest.
Anyone else got any business they want to do before lights out?
Just before Aurelian goes to sleep, he's going to, wherever he's hanging out and laying his head for the night, he's going to pull out a rolled up scroll from his jacket pocket and read through it intently a few times, and then tuck it into his tuck it back in, and then just reflect on the day before going to bed.
All right. Well, that officially triggers a long rest, which officially triggers your level up.